Gascoyne Dash is a unique event in West Australian off-road racing in that it's the only point-to-point race as in format in the state, where we race from Carnarvon out to Gascoyne Junction, and then on the return leg from Gascoyne Junction back to Carnarvon. No one else does it in WA like that, so that's we're pretty proud of the fact that we've pulled something off. It's a major thing to organise and run, and it's pretty unique to the state, and the competitors just absolutely love the track.
The people of Carnarvon, the people of Gascoyne are so welcoming. They really get involved, whether they volunteer or go and see the Gascoyne Dash. It's all about community spirit, it's all about everyone getting together. That's why people love coming to Carnarvon, because of the way that the community embraces everyone, especially the events like the Gascoyne Dash. And you know what? We want to be able to showcase what we have to offer here in the Gascoyne. We've got the world's biggest rock, we've got the Kennedy Ranges, we've got the Ningaloo Reef up the road, and also we've got a fantastic coastline, and more importantly, the world's best horticulture district with the world's best produce that's grown here right in Carnarvon.
For 22 years, the Kickstarters Gascoyne Dash has been a truly ultimate test of skill and endurance. Over 2 days and 500 kilometres long, it is the only desert race in a rally raid style point-to-point format. It makes the challenge even more gruelling for drivers, riders and their well-prepared machinery. Originally incepted as a water dash in 2000, the event has subsequently evolved into an off-road race that has seen competitors from all over the nation and around the world compete to earn the honour of King of the River. The name Kickstarters was incepted in the memory of local identity Neville Brandstater, who drowned in the Linden River back in 1995. And the first motorsport running was a fundraiser towards new emergency equipment for the local community. Situated between the seaside town of Carnarvon and the Gascoyne Junction in the West Australian outback, it may be a vast scenery, but none of the competitors will be there for an outback holiday. It was an overcast morning across the junction for day one of the big race. But with the prologues and testing done and dusted, the real business began. The cars had favourites in the Pro Lights and Pro Buggies, and they were expected to top the timesheets, and it certainly was the case. Stephen Ketteridge Hall topped the timesheets on the first run, a time of 2:17.26. Troy Schoen, the reigning cars champion, was over 6 minutes behind. But not too far away was Jared Percival and the other of the Pro Lights. He was third, under 9 minutes behind, despite a few hiccups along the way. Many expected the bikes to run closer on the first run, and the top three had under 4 minutes covered between them after the first run. Jackson McGrath, who was on track for a podium last year until he had to retire due to mechanical failure, topped the timesheets with 2 hours 8:22.5 next to his name. Declan Gibbings, who was a regular runner in desert races across Western Australia, was only some 38 seconds behind. And Cars Radcliffe was just 2.5 hours behind the second place runner. The top three in the bikes was a tight field. Quad entries were boosted with star power aplenty, but problems for the top contenders allowed some underdogs to go to the head of the leaderboard, with Kirk Williams leading the charge. A 2 hour 31:24.6 time was good enough for him to take the lead, and then John Luliano was some 3 hours behind. But a further hour and a half behind in third and catching up after a few hiccups at the start was Dylan Richards. Overcast weather again greeted the teams and fans for day two. All or nothing for the cars, bikes and quads. This was the real make or break test to who will be determined as the king of the river. Adam Truella took the class honours in the Pro Buggies with a time of 4 hours, 48 minutes and 38 seconds. Just 11 minutes behind was the Pro Buggy of Wayne Batson. Not only did Stephen Ketteridge Hall take victory in the Pro Lights, he took overall honours too, a time of 4 hours, 33 minutes and 16 seconds. A time of 4 hours, 52 minutes and 22 seconds was enough for Jared Percival to take second in the class. Carl Richardson was victorious in the extreme two-wheel drives, while in the performance two-wheel drive, Sean Felix Beck
with a time of 7 hours, 34 minutes and 11, emerging victorious. In the side-by-side pros, it was Paul DeLacy with an overall time of 4 hours, 56 minutes and a second, and Paul Hutchison second place by some 7 minutes in a very close battle, 5 hours, 3 minutes and 44. In the production four-wheel drive, only one entry, but it was enough for Graham Benting to take victory. Chris Dawes won the extreme four-wheel drive in a 15-minute margin from Daniel Fluffy Fahey. Now time for the two-wheel bikes. In the bike E1s of up to 250cc, Philip Powderly was victorious with a time of 5 hours, 5 minutes, 44.2 seconds. James Smart was in second with a time of 5 hours, 39 minutes and 50.4 seconds. In the E2s from 251 to 450cc, Jackson McGrath added his overall honours with class honours, 4 hours, 18 minutes, 14.2 seconds. Cards Ratcliffe was in second, 4 hours, 21 minutes, 3.2 seconds. In the E3s of bikes of over 450cc, Jordan Grazoulis starred and won with a time of 4 hours, 38 minutes and 47.8 seconds. Regan Smith was second, just 5 minutes behind. In the veterans of ages 35 to 39, Andrew Grace starred with a time of 4 hours, 44 minutes and 17 seconds. Quinton Giadresco was in second, 11 minutes behind, a time of 4 hours, 55 minutes and 32.5 seconds. In the seniors bike class for 40 to 44-year-olds, Stuart Windsor won the class with a time of 5 hours and 1.5 seconds, some 36 minutes ahead of Brett Funneman. In the Masters for over 45s, Chris Field and Brad Fletcher were separated by just over half an hour, with Chris Field winning. 5 hours, 4 minutes and 14.8 seconds was his time. Fletcher's time, 5 hours, 38 minutes and 25.7 seconds. And in the battle for female honours, Claire Schmidt was 42 minutes ahead of Roseanne Hines. Schmidt's time was 6 hour, 21 minute, 39.6 seconds, while Hines' time was a 7 hour, 4 minutes and 15.4 seconds. The outright leader in cars, Stephen Ketteridge Hall, started the final day with a lead of just under 7 minutes. His second run through the Outback was just as spectacular, improving his time by over 2 minutes. However, there was no glory for defending cars champion Troy Schoen. Some kilometres into the final run of the day, his car gave up. Aidan Truella in the first of the pro buggies was second. And another pro light, Jared Percival, took third. Eleven quads started the race, but only half of them would finish. 5 of them failing to finish on Section 2 due to mechanical failures. Nothing stopped Dylan Richards. He took victory by an astounding 26 minutes. Richard Maxted also improved his time on day 2, but the gap was just too far for him to take the lead from Richards. Travis Stewart rounded out the top 3, just over 10 minutes behind.
1:16. Here we are. And around.
His day 2 time may have been slower by just over a minute, but there was no stopping the man of the moment. Jackson McGrath crossed the finish line under 3 minutes ahead to be the king of the river in the 2022 Coral Coast Helicopter Services Kickstarters Gascoyne Dash. The top 3 would be covered by some 10 more minutes. Carge Ratcliffe in second, and also Declan Gibbings, a Desert Race regular, in third, although his time was 6 minutes slower, blowing any chance he had of a top 2 finish.
So here we are at the 2022 Coral Coast Helicopters Kickstarters Gascoyne Dash, and I'm with none other than Jackson McGrath. Now Jackson, you've competed in desert racing over the past 2 years maybe, ridden a bike for a long time, but tell us a bit about the journey that's taken you to this point over the last 2 years.
Yeah, it started here actually last year, first run, and we had a mechanical, but it just, I don't know, I felt the love for it, and from there we just kept pushing forward, and and just enjoyed it. And we got a good group together, a good crew, and that's what makes a difference.
Is there anyone you would like to thank?
Yeah, of course. Everyone involved with the 627 crew. So Craig absolutely killed it today. We got a flat tyre. He changed it so quick. And the boys, Tomio's crew, Scotty Hewitt's crew, all them guys did me fuel stops, everything. They nailed it. Max Bowater, the doctor, I was obviously on the phone to him last night trying to sort me out. I could be here all day, but you got Seven Sins, TH Cabinets, Savage Motorcycles, Melville Toyota. Everyone helped, and like I said, it's a massive group effort, and I can't do it without them. So thank you.
Well, Jackson, congratulations on what seems to be a good result provisionally. And mate, you are a sponsor's dream. So very well spoken, and I'm stoked to be able to interview you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Have a good night.
Thank you.
The Kickstarters Gascoyne Dash would like to acknowledge the following sponsors: Coral Coast Helicopter Services as naming rights partner, and our overall event partner, the Government of Western Australia. We'd also like to acknowledge our gold sponsors, Rio Tinto, the Shire of Carnarvon, and the Gascoyne Auto Service. Our silver sponsors, Sea Harvest, Shire of Upper Gascoyne, and the Junction Pub and Tourist Park. Our bronze sponsors, Shannon's Auto Insurance and Auto Pro Parts Professionals. And our friends of the Dash, the Carnarvon Motor Group, the home of Toyota and Mazda dealers, Northwester Lifestyle Park, Gassy Big Bin Hire, Aeroflow Performance Products, Dickers Speed Shop, Gascoyne Plumbing Solutions, Westerly Tree Service, Gascoyne Development Commission. Congratulations to all our winners, crews, volunteers and fans for taking part in the 2022 Coral Coast Helicopter Services Kickstarters Gascoyne Dash.
Then just you wait till next year. It's the 25th anniversary of this tremendous event.
We look forward to an even bigger event with more stars, more fans and more volunteers in 2023.